I was really fortunate as a kid. I realized early on that I wanted to be a physical therapist. My dad needed physical therapy when I was younger. I just always remember going to an environment that was really positive. People would go in, support him. He looked forward to going. But physical therapy was really my #1 choice. I loved the idea of the body and how the body worked, and I felt that that would draw me into an environment where I could work with people. And then I worked for a private practice for 13, 14 years. Big wasn't an environment that I really strived in, so I made the decision. I finally went out on my own. My motto when I opened my facility was, fear is a lack of faith. You really have to go in and believe and trust. We opened our second facility about 2.5 years later in Manchester. The way we've grown since has been that way. It's been internal growth. We never imagined we would be where we are today. One of the things that is always so important and so key is they recognize the importance of team. And they'll name that therapist, or they'll name that tech who was in the clinic with them, or they'll name the front office person. Today at Integrated Rehab, we have 12 offices, 37 physical therapists. We have 86 people on our staff. Our main emphasis is post-surgeries, total joints. We do a lot of work with the sports teams. We have athletic trainers in the high schools. The community has been that which has supported us over all the years, and it's been one of our missions and one of our goals always to give back to the community. We really like to make sure that we are branded and known in the community so that when people see us, they recognize us as Integrated Rehab. And that is really the greatest compliment we can all get, is that people recognize us in the community. We have moved back to a community bank with ION. Concurrently, COVID hit. ION helped to support us in a PPP position so that we were able to obtain a loan to continue to provide our businesses. I remember vividly getting a call from Joanne 7 o'clock in the morning on Easter Sunday in April during COVID and saying, Julie, we're reviewing this, we're working all weekend. I was really confident that we made the right decision with ION at that time, and they have continued to support us in the process and from a communication standpoint. I like the vision of ION because it's community-based, and that's what we're comfortable with. We like community. People, when they come to physical therapy, typically come because they're in pain. They're not feeling great. They've had limited function. They're not able to do something that they could do before, whether it's sport, whether it's just something in their home. Many times they'll come in, they're not feeling great. So we act, in essence, as a coach to get them back into an environment where they're feeling good about themselves and they're getting back to that environment of trust that they can do what they thought they couldn't do before. I think the greatest thing is when they come back and say they've had a great experience and they're back doing things. We have patients who have traveled all over the world after coming to physical therapy and didn't think they could ever climb a mountain, and they'll send us pictures from Switzerland. You know, I think the greatest compliment is when I get letters about my staff and about their experience here. And for the patients to leave in a better than they walked in, that's the ultimate.